Well, this is a real soca parang, alright? So I want everybody to get together and do something nice. Lesson, you ready? Let me go! It's painting time!
Welcome to the Fine Art Market here in Trinidad and Tobago. My name is Ariel and I'm here at Anchorage Beach Club for the Christmas edition of the Fine Art Market. This year's theme is Old Time Christmas. So let's head inside and meet some of the amazing local artists and see what they have to offer today. Let's celebrate Christmas food, music and art. So let's go. First up, we've got artist Sammy Joe. Sammy, how are you today?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm great. I'm very impressed actually. So tell us about your art and what inspires your art.
So my latest body of work has been a still life. So as you can see, I've been doing still life fruits. I've literally got fruit salad here. And I've moved on to doing carib and stag over there as a special in acrylics. So recently my body of work has been taking aspects of the Trini experience that I'm going through and putting that into my artwork.
Awesome. So tell us, so that inspires your work, right? What medium do you use and how do you create your art?
So I use different kinds of paints. So I have inks here, I have acrylics, brusho, oils, everything. I use all kinds of paints in general and just mixing about. It's been my favorite recently. This one I finished last night. And it's a kind of like recycled still life painting to correspond with my other stag here. So I'm going to be doing a series of these. There's going to be 10 of these all together of different beers with different kind of still life things put together. You can get from me on my Instagram. So that's SammyJo_art studio. I take commissions. My commissions are closing next month in like a week or two. So you need to get in there really quickly. And I also do pet portraits.
They want me brush, listen me about me want it so much. We go do, we go try. They want me brush, listen me about me want it so much.
So next up is artist Tak Bay, who unfortunately couldn't be here with us today, but we are joined by his lovely representative, Janicia. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm fine. I mean, I'm looking at this and it looks very different. Is this art on wood?
Yes, it is. It's made on purple heartwood. And everything is acrylic paint and is also sealed so you can actually hang it outside. Yeah.
So I noticed that a lot of them come in threes.
Yes, I'm not sure if that's like his favorite number or something, but that's his aesthetic and his style. So yeah, he likes to split it up and showcase Moorish architecture and natural elements through art.
Does he have a Moorish background?
Yes, he does. He's actually Moorish American and he's based in Tobago.
Ah, Tobago. Awesome. Okay, so how can we get in touch with the artist Tak Bay?
Okay, his Instagram is Bay's Art Gallery, or on Facebook you can contact him on Paintings by Bay.
Now joining me is artist Miss Christine Wharton. How are you today?
I'm fine. It's a lovely morning. Everybody seems to be having a good time. Even though it's quiet, but everybody's having a good time.
We are having a good time. So tell us about your art. What inspires your art and how do you create your art?
If you look around, you'd say I'm a landscape artist. So basically, I love trees, the sea, the sky, anything connected with those I'm obsessed with. I recently learned a new technique, which is acrylic art, but it's using knives and using a medium of carvable clay that gives this kind of, if you touch it, it's rough. It's not flat. So it's like layers coming out at you, and I'm enjoying it. It's just, I love it. It just gets the colors popping.
I'm enjoying looking at it. So how can persons reach out to you if they, want to get in touch with you?
This is my card here, and it's Christine Wharton Christine at Gmail, and my number is 719-0615.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and Merry Christmas, Christine.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, have a bright and a prosperous new year. We celebrating Christmas once more.
So joining me is artist Mr. Anthony Timothy. How are you today, sir?
I feel terrific. Just being in this atmosphere with so much art is just plain energy. I'm always inspired by, although I'm an artist myself, I feel very inspired when I see so much beautiful work around,
What inspires your art and how do you create your art? What's your medium?
Well, I work in watercolors. I consider myself to be a watercolorist and also a historian in the sense of preserving the history of in the architecture. It all started for me when I would be going to school in my dad's car, and I'd be looking at certain buildings, the beauty of the old buildings, and maybe a week or so I would pass again and it just would not be there, and that was very kind of like it took something away from me that I thought it would be a good idea to preserve the old buildings, and the only way I could have done it is in my paintings. Because I think that we're supposed to at least try to preserve some part of our heritage in different areas, I got my first watercolor set when I was about 8 years old from my brother, Audley. And the first thing I painted was a little house and as a gift from my mother. And I don't think I ever really stopped painting since then, But I learned to listen and to be guided by my environment that made me to be the artist that I am today. This is the Queen's Park collection, and we are actually promoting this collection as a heritage, collection. And so these are the Magnificent Seven and Nosley and the Gingerbread House. So instead of calling it the Magnificent Seven, it's the Magnificent Nine. So we call it the Queen's Park collection. It's all in watercolors. It took me about 4 to 5 years to complete it. Anthony Timothy Studio, Instagram, Anthony. I'm on Facebook, and my telephone number is 467-6132.
Christmas, Merry Christmas, have a bright and a prosperous new year. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
So sitting with me is artist Mumtaz. Mumtaz, it's so great to see you again. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Yeah, so tell us about your art. What inspires your art and what do you use to create your art?
What I create is mostly based on events that's happening around me. I started painting when I was pregnant with my last child. So I mostly do work based around the divine feminine. My latest pieces, however, they're watercolor based on the events that are happening right now. I don't want to use the word, but mostly based around what is happening currently in the world. Yeah.
How long have you been in art?
I've been painting for roughly, be 11 years now.
You're self-taught?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I am self-taught, yeah.
Okay, so how can persons get in contact with you for one of your lovely pieces? I'm noticing a lot of pastel colors.
I
I'm on social media, Mumtaz Art Ventures, and
You must never take it on. Santa will leave the tension. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Have a bright and a prosperous new year.
So standing tall next to me is Chris from Bespoke Woods. Chris, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
How does it feel to be here in the market?
It's great. It's a lovely market, lovely venue. It's great atmosphere. Everyone should come down.
Yeah, so your work is obviously very different. It's woodwork. So how did you get started in woodwork?
I've always done woodwork. I turned it into a profession maybe 5 years ago. Started off as a hobby and slowly worked your way into a profession.
So are all of your pieces art pieces, or do you have functional pieces as well?
I call it functional art, so it's all bringing the natural beauty of the wood out so we can use it and it's still functional as a chopping board.
Okay, so is there anything you want to show us in particular? I'm seeing, what is this? Is this a chopping board?
So we have different chopping boards. This particular one is made out of green hearts, some roble and some apple mats. All the woods are different. I try to make each board individual and unique, and they're all functional, as I say. We're on Facebook at Bespoke Woods TT, also on Instagram, and yes.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now I'm here standing next to mixed media artist Miss Michelle Tapin Davis. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah. So tell us about your art. Why do you use mixed media and what inspires your art?
Oh, well, I'm inspired by light and by nature, and I also love doing the human form and also our Caribbean colors.
So what made you choose to kind of mix your media in creating your art?
Right now, I work with acrylic because it's a fast-drying medium, but I do like to experiment with other techniques. I do a lot of pen and ink drawings as well as colored pencil, right? And I'm going to start looking towards incorporating other materials into my paint as well.
How long have you been doing this?
About as long as I know myself. Yeah.
Is there anything you want to feature for us today?
Sure, yes. There's this piece right at the very back with the round aubergine, which is really melangen or baigan. So that piece at the back is called baigan. And I was really inspired by the vibrant colors of the purple and the red tomatoes. And of course, it made me think of my mother's baigan choka. Of course, I had to include my chief jira at the side there. Yum, yum. And I could just, in my mind, smell that garlic roasting with the jira for that delicious baigan choka.
Yeah, I think I taste baigan choka in my mouth right now. Thanks for that. All right, so how can people reach out to you?
Okay, so they can reach me on my Facebook and Instagram pages. I'm also the president of the Women in Art Organization of Trinidad and Tobago. And so you can follow their posts as well, and you'll see lots of my stuff together with some other wonderful artists as well.
Awesome.
We're going to be exhibiting at the Rotunda on the 29th of November together with some other women artists. So look out for me.
We'll look out for you. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Welcome.
A kiss and bread and ham together with the pastel. Ginger beer, hot chocolate and sorrel. A glass of local wine went to his head. He turned to me and said, oh yes, treaty Christmas is
artist, Miss Kayla Siberan. Kayla, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, so tell us about your art. What inspires you and how did you get started?
Well, we have so many things in our local island that can bring a richness, whether it be the colors or the movement of the nature around us, even the people. And so that really is where I draw my inspiration from.
And how long have you been doing this?
Professionally, about 8 years now. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of people, I noticed this piece behind us. I mean, it's Christmas season now. We just came out of Diwali season, and this stands out to me. So tell us about this one.
Right. So this piece is called Chasing Perfection. So, usually when it is, we strive for anything. Sometimes we work so hard to try and attain what we think is perfect, and sometimes it doesn't always happen. So that's why the glass is cracked, but in the end, it's still beautiful. Yeah.
Wow, you're a true artist. Spoken like a true artist, Kayla. I love it. Okay, so how can people reach out to you?
So I'm on Instagram, so they can DM me on my Instagram, Kayla Siberan Art, or on Facebook.
I woke up 5 o'clock this morning, as I accustomed doing each morn. As usual, I head straight for the kitchen. Right away, I knew something was wrong.
So next up is another woman in art, Mrs. Joy Lukpat. How are you, Joy?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited to be here, and it's my first time seeing your art. And tell us about your art. What media do you use? All of that.
I use mixed media techniques. So you would see a raised effect on most of my pieces because I find that it gives an added depth and dimension to my work.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of modern, abstract, colorful, 3D, all of that. So how did you get started in this?
I've been painting all my life, but I stopped after school to further my career in business and marketing, and I did my MBA. I had some managerial jobs, but I found that the art needed to come out. So within the last 6 years, 5-6 years, I've started to exhibit again. And well, here we are.
Here we are at the Fine Art Market. So I'm seeing this one and it looks very familiar. Tell us about this piece.
This piece is called Together as One. It features the turtles, and it's from a folk tale where you see the earth on the back of a turtle. So I actually have Trinidad and Tobago, Trinidad on one turtle and Tobago on another turtle, and they're walking together as one, right? And this was actually an interesting piece because it was featured in the first drive-through exhibition in Port of Spain, on Arapita Avenue and Chaguaramas Road. So as you drive through, you're able to see the art up in the sky. So there's something different that was done earlier this year. So this is the actual piece. So take a look.
Great. Thank you so much, Joy. So how can persons reach out to you?
I'm found on Joy Lukpat on Instagram and Joy Lukpat Artist on Facebook and joylukpat.art on my website.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joy.
Thank you.
You don't know how I'm feeling. My heart is burning, my belly griping. Look, people laughing. Yvonne, why is Christmas when you're born?
So now I'm joined by first timer at the market here, art by Khadijah. Khadijah, how are you?
I am fine. How are you?
Good. How does it feel to be a part of the market?
It's good. It's my first time. I'm really nervous, but I think everything is going well. I love that everybody's art is so amazing. So I have here pieces, fluid art pieces and abstract art pieces. This is an example of the fluid piece, and this is an example of the abstract piece. So what I try to do is give art prices, original art, at affordable prices. So most of my art are priced lower than $1,000, right? You can have commission pieces or still under $1,000, because I know a lot of people love art and enjoy art, but don't want to pay the exorbitant prices for art. So that is why I chose to do this. This is my inspiration. My color choices are usually just what I'm feeling for the day, not necessarily a structured type of thing. It's usually just go by mood. It's usually very colorful. Some days may be a little darker. So, so this would be an example of a piece I did for a reminiscence of my childhood. I grew up in Tobago. I'm from Tobago, actually. So I used to go to the river a lot. And this is a piece that I did for a big river in Mariah. It reminds me of the river, the water cascading down, stuff like that, right? So that's exactly what I did.
Awesome. So you pull your color choices, I guess, from life and your mood.
Correct. That's so true.
Yeah. So how can we reach out to you?
So you can reach out to me on Instagram. It's art by Khadijah __. So there's a picture. You can take a picture of the Instagram thing there. And 474-8515. That's my number. You can call or WhatsApp.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the market, and we hope to see you again, Khadijah.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
So another new addition to the fine art market is artist Damien Moore. Damien, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
How does it feel to be a part of the market for the first time?
Good. It's been a while since I've done anything like this, so it's a nice change of pace for me. Yeah.
How long have you been into art?
Probably like over 15 years. Yeah. So I did a degree in art, and I just continued, and then I did a degree in fashion. So it's both together sometimes.
Awesome. Okay, so tell us about your art. What inspires you and what medium do you use?
Well, I work mostly in acrylic. Recently, I've been getting into more pen and ink and watercolors. And I found myself interested in urban sketching, where you just go out and you sketch different buildings and places. And I love carnival as well, and traditional carnival. So I kind of mix those elements. So you'll find a lot of my work, you'll see traditional characters running through and stuff like that. So, and bright colors.
And a lot of fashion majors love to sketch.
Yes. So, yeah, a big part of our degree is sketching and fashion illustration. And with the art background, that's what I gravitated mostly to, rather than the design. So, yeah, so most of my work, you find that fashion element as well.
Right. So it's, of course, the theme is Christmas, old-time Christmas, and I'm seeing the nativity scene. So tell us, why did you decide to do this, and how did you come about it?
Well, every year I do one. So there's one over there from last year, and then this year, and I try to have an element of, what the season's about, and at least do one piece to celebrate that. So this is this year's own.
Great. So how can people reach out to you?
They could follow me on Instagram, as I told you. I forgot my account. So it's d.j.more_artist on my Instagram, and Damien J. Moore artist on Facebook.
I'm joined by another returning artist here at the market, artist Sarah Burrows. Sarah, how are you?
I'm great. How are you also?
I'm good. I'm noticing a lot of floral and that kind of theme going on here. So tell us a bit about your art, what inspires you, and the medium you use.
Okay. Well, today most of my art is inspired by nature, especially plants, seasoning, and also do a lot of faces. I like bright, colorful work. And today most of the work will be acrylics with a little bit of ink in it. So that is what inspired me this morning.
How long have you been doing this?
Since I can remember myself, I've always been painting. I just never stopped. So
a lot of artists say that, by the way.
Yeah, I think the only difference between an artist and a normal person is that some people just keep on doing it and some people stop at some point.
Right. So, okay, tell us what inspires you to get into more of like, you know, what you said, more of the leaves and the plants.
You see how I have, even before COVID, I started to get into plants. You plants got really popular for COVID. But I was into them from before. And
I was planting and I never planted before.
Yeah, so if you notice like how you have the succulent here and you have that succulent there. So it's actually some of the plants that are in by me, and also I wanted to do something a little bit more local. That's why I have the seasoning, the mortar and pestle. And I have the seasoning here with the ginger. And I'm always known for butterflies, so I did a few butterfly pieces also.
It's nice to have like seasonings in your kitchens. Yeah. Okay, so how can persons reach out to you?
Art by SB, art by _SB on Instagram. And I'm also on Facebook. But if you need to call me, you can call me at 3490444.
So let's welcome Art by Halsey. First time here at the Fine Art Market. How does it feel to be here?
Well, it feels amazing and happy also because we've been out of it for so long due to the pandemic, and making an art market appearance, it really feels awesome right now.
Halsey has such a vibrant personality, little energy going on, and I noticed that in your art. It's so colorful.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I try to bring that vibe in all my work. Color is life for me, and we live in a Caribbean country that's filled with color, and I do my best to represent it always.
So what medium do you use?
Okay, I use basically acrylics, but I also use highlighter pens to get the gold, the whites, the silvers, and so. And sometimes markers, it depends, because my style is called Caribbean Neo-Pop. It's a mix of Caribbean folk art, neo-pop art, and, traditional, nostalgic kind of painting. So, yeah, man.
I'm noticing a lot of faces. Why do you choose to do portrait type faces?
Well, my favorite thing to draw is people, basically. And I draw ladies. Well, I grew up in a matriarchal household, mom, granny, etc. And I think we have some of the most amazing women in the world right now.
Yes, we do.
So I just chose to represent us in all our beauty, all our colors, everything. I just love us, and it gives me joy to paint us.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. Right? So how can we reach out to you, Halsey?
Okay, well, I'm on Instagram. I have 2 pages there. One is Art by Halsey. My second is called Halsey Style, and that's where you'd see pieces for sale. So if you're looking for something colorful and bright, just check out Art by Halsey. And you can also jump on Facebook as well, which is also Art by Halsey. A page is there as well on Facebook.
Hey, get down. Yo, I see her and I want her. I got to have her.
So let's meet Mark Joseph. First time here at the market. So how are you, Mark?
I'm fine, thanks.
Yeah, so tell us about your art. I'm noticing a lot of local imagery. Tell us what medium do you use?
Right, so all of this stuff are local. All of them are in acrylic as well. I guess we have a lot of birds and sceneries, so I take all the photographs myself. Most of the inspiration comes from photography, I go out, take the photos, I would recompose them depending on what it is. Like for this one, for example, this was up my arrow. I didn't have a cow in the picture, so I had to add in the cow. This one here was the tram cars. They used to pass around the Queen's Park Savannah, so I had to kind of recompose that image to paint it. All of the paintings I do on my laptop, so no, I don't actually go out into the field to paint anything.
How long does it take you to, I guess, come up with the concept and to then execute and finish?
So I take a lot of photographs. So once I see something that I could paint, once I have the image, it will take like about anywhere from a day to a month, depending on what it is. So like the small ones, these will take like about a day. The larger ones, this one took like about a week.
How long have you been doing this?
So I actually started doing it from Form 3, when we had to choose subjects. So I chose art, this was in QRC, and from there it just built on top of it.
Awesome, so how can persons reach out to you?
So anybody who wants to get in contact, they could follow my Instagram. So it's Mark_Joseph_art TT, or they could follow my photography page on Instagram. It's Mark MS Joseph.
Hey, Baron, this is that woman going there, boy?
Wee boy.
Look, she going there, boy. And for your interest, she is honey.
You're lying.
Okay guys, so joining me is first timer at the market here, Miss Amelia Mohammed. Amelia, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
So tell us about your art. What inspires you? What media or medium do you use? And all of that.
Well, my work is inspired by landscapes, mostly local and foreign. All of my paintings are mainly acrylic medium.
Okay, so is there any piece you want to talk to us a little bit about? I'm noticing this big one right behind me here.
Yes, this is one of my recent pieces from my 2021 collection. And this is acrylic, this is realism. And this piece took over a month and a half to do. It was a tedious process, but it was fun every morning waking up and, just going at it. It was really an experience.
So why this scene? Why did you choose, to do an open field like this?
I choose scenes that connect to places that I would like to be, places I would want to be. So most of my pieces don't really have that much thought into it. It's just things that I like.
Yeah, awesome. Spoken like a true artist, right? Okay, so how can persons reach out to you?
You can reach out to me by following my art page at Artistic Interlude on Instagram. And I'm not on Facebook, but you can get me on Instagram.
And now I'm joined by Miss Summer Bugro, who is looking as colorful and gorgeous as her art is. How are you, Summer?
I'm great, thanks.
Was this on purpose?
It was on purpose. I'm in love with color. I'm hopelessly in love with color. So this is the inspiration for my outfit today as well.
Yeah, awesome. So tell us about your art. What medium you use and what inspires your art?
Okay, I'm an acrylic artist. And I'm inspired by nature, by love, by all kinds of different things. So there's no one one thing that inspires me.
I'm noticing I'm seeing some fruits, I'm seeing faces, I'm seeing animals, trees. So I'm guessing that whatever comes to you in the moment is what you're inspired by?
Yes, that's correct.
Is there any piece that you want to highlight for us?
Yes, actually I would love to highlight my turtle painting right here, because this one, it took a really long time to do it. It was a lot of detail, but I felt really proud of myself after, because I stuck with it and I got it done. So this is my pride right here.
It's very lifelike though.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so how can persons reach out to you?
I am reachable on Instagram at dream_art_tt, or my telephone number is 796-8460.
Avoiding Herod, as they say. Then Mary flee the land to Egypt, child in hand. Avoiding Herod all the way, who destroyed children as they play. Maria.
So seated with me is Miss Vida Mitchell. Vida, how are you?
I'm doing great today. I love this venue so much.
We're in the Christmas spirit, right? So how does it feel to be a part of the market? Is it your first time at the market?
Oh, no, this is actually my second time, and I really like joining it because you get to meet so much new people and artists. Last time I actually did a live painting, doing a live painting again this time. This was actually the live painting I did last time. So I framed it up and everything.
Okay, so tell us about your art for the ones who may have missed you last time. Tell us about your art.
Okay, well, my art is mainly like about self-discovery. I really like to paint portraits, stuff like this, or usually about Trinidad lifestyle, simple things like fruits, the beach, general things that we see when being a Trinidadian, stuff like that. And I like to give my own twist to it and really portray my own style through everything I do. That's really colorful, abstract elements and stuff like that.
Yeah, I noticed in your brushstroke it seems kind of whimsical and abstract. So is it like your own touch, or are you self-taught, or how did you get started?
Yeah, I'm self-taught for the most part. I guess my formal training ended at like CSEC level, but from there mainly self-taught. Really wanted to put my own ideas into what I did. Yeah.
Awesome. So talk to me very quickly about one of your pieces. Tell us about your live piece for today.
I can talk about this piece too, but this live piece, this was, I basically just asked my friend to send me a picture that I could paint for the day. Because I really like to come here and show people the process and show them, what really goes into everything I do. And yeah. So this is my favorite piece for the day. Some of my other favorite pieces sold, but this is the one that's still here. It's a self-portrait. And what I really wanted to do is combine elements of carnival, like the headpiece, right? And I wanted to show a moment of power where you're just looking up and you're feeling really focused and really content with what you're doing, basically.
You do look very powerful in that, and I was gonna say, Vida, that looks like you. Okay, so tell us, how can we reach out to you?
You can follow me on Instagram. It's v.mitch_art. Yeah, that's my main platform. That's on Facebook, same name, v.mitch_art. Yeah.
Well, great. Well, we hope to see you again doing another live painting at the next market, yeah?
Exactly.
In the highest, let us sing. Maria, 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 Maria.
So another familiar face at the market here is Marissa Youngley. Marissa, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you again. And I caught you doing the same thing that we caught you last time doing, a live painting.
Yeah, I'm a one-trick pony.
So tell us about your art. Let's refresh the minds of everyone who met you last time. For those who don't know about you, tell us about your art, your artistry, and what medium do you use?
I'm an oil painter. I specialize in portraits and figures mostly, and particularly carnival portraits. Although today I'm not doing a carnival portrait. I am painting my good friend Karina Sergiu, doing a portrait of her. And yeah, hopefully people can see a little more of the portraiture side today. Yeah.
So what do you use? What are you using today? Tell us.
I'm using oil paints today. Well, generally that's what I use, yeah.
All right, so do you do live paintings for persons if they want to commission or hire you for live painting?
Yeah, absolutely. And that includes a complimentary photo shoot where I take my own reference photos. I can dress you up, put on costumes. We can do fun things. It doesn't have to be a selfie. It can be something really, really special, something unique. Yeah.
Awesome. So we'll be seeing you at the next Fine Market.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, tell the people how they can reach out to you.
You can reach me, Marissa Young Lee, on Facebook or Instagram.
When the season comes around, here we fill with paranzas. This kind of music is our thing. Strum your one guitar strings. When the season comes around, the air is filled with paranzas. This kind of music is our thing.
So standing next to me, guys, is the lady in red, the lady of the hour, Miss Jackie Guzman, who, as you know, the fine art market is her brainchild. So Miss Guzman, how are you? How does it feel to be here with all the other artists and to see the market come to life for Christmas?
It's great, especially during this time of the year, which is a time of love, sharing, very festive time of the year, you know, and just wanted to see everyone happy, especially the artists, you know, to come out and showcase their work and to just have this experience that they're having now.
So just for those who may not know, tell us a little bit about the origins of the fine art market.
The origins of fine art market would have been something that I had in my mind since I came back to Trinidad, which would have been about 21 years ago. I wanted to give the younger artists a platform to be able to showcase their work, to be able to, you know, just have that platform to be able to sell and showcase their work. This year's theme was the old time Christmas, and because of you know, all that we have been going through the COVID and through all that we have been going through, the world actually, I decided to bring some sweetness and some nostalgia to us, you know, and I felt that the old time Christmas will surely give us that feel of, you know, just that nice feeling.
Just hearing the music alone, I mean, it's so nice to be here and surrounded by art, right? So speaking of art, let's get into your art, right? Tell us about your art for those who may not know, the media or mediums that you use, all of that.
Mediums, again, is acrylic. I don't paint with oils. I think I may have in the past tried some oils, but my medium is acrylic, which I have loved. Well, of course, you know, I always love painting, you know, all different forms of the Caribbean, you know. Mainly, you'll see ladies and
seeing, I mean, it's so funny now seeing the painting with the yachts and the boats, and they're right outside there.
Because we are here at the Anchorage, I decided to paint one of just what I'm seeing on the outside, which is beautiful. Thank you.
Is there any piece you want to show us in particular?
Well, this is a piece that I always love. I always enjoy doing this piece here, which is a woman that is going into an estate with her 2 children. And I've continuously painted this. Right now I have a painting to do for a cousin of mine. And this is one of my favorite pieces. Again, we have the Pan Men. I do not know if you remember that they had carnival in Miami this year. And all our Pan Men and Pan women were dressed in red and white. So again, I was inspired by that.
How can persons reach out to you? I mean, apart from through the fine art market itself, how can persons reach directly out to you?
I do have an Instagram page, Facebook. They can give me a call as well.
Okay, so thank you, Ms. Guzman, for having us and for organizing such a beautiful event. So tell us what's in for the future.
Well, I'm excited for the future because I see this the fine art market being something that will be really big. My next event, I would hope that we'll be able to invite some of the artists from other islands, Barbados, Grenada, Haiti, St. Vincent, a lot of the other islands I would love to include. So hoping for the carnival season, we will surely do something like that. So I'm looking at this event as being something that will bring all the islands together through our arts, Caribbean artists.
Great. And don't forget, guys, if you, of course, weren't able to join us today, that all COVID-19 protocols were observed and in place. And, of course, for future events, they would be as well. So fingers crossed that for the future, we can have all the other amazing artists from the islands. So thank you again, Ms. Guzman. So now I'm here joined by Miss Deanne Blackman Simpson. Deanne, the artist, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, so tell us a bit about your art, what inspires you, and your medium that you use.
Okay, so the medium I use is acrylic. That's the one I'm most comfortable with. And inspiration, I take it from nature, pictures in the papers, things like that.
I'm seeing a lot of color.
Yeah, well, that's the one comment that most people make. It's very colorful. So I guess that's my trademark, the colors. My daughters keep telling me to change that, try different colors. But it's what people recognize. Sometimes people recognize the work and know it's mine because of the colors, so yeah.
How can persons reach out to you if they want to contact you?
Okay, my number is 794-1184. I am on Facebook as well, Deanne Blackman Simpson. Yeah. Facebook.com.
Awesome. Well, we hope to see you at the next Fine Art Market, yeah?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Hey, get that.
Alright guys, so we're outside now. It's sunny and it's bright. And first up, I'm joined by artist Sean Board. Actually, it's his daughter, Chanel. Chanel, how are you?
Hi, I'm alright. Really good. Happy to be here.
Is it your first time for your dad to be here at the market?
No, actually, we've been at other markets as well as a market with this fine art.
Okay, so tell us a bit about your dad's style, about his art, his medium that he uses.
So he started painting way back in the 1980s, and he has fallen in love with a lot of the nature in Trinidad and Tobago. So a lot of his pieces are sceneries and stuff like that he would take pictures of himself. So he'd go out traveling and go ahead and take pictures and actually paint them afterwards. He loves to use acrylic. Acrylic is one of his more familiar mediums. Yeah, his base. And then he will also use things like oil paints and stuff like that as well.
Great. Okay, so how can people reach out to your dad if they want a piece?
Okay, so we do have a Facebook up and running at the moment. We are looking to branch out on Instagram. You can also contact him via his WhatsApp. He can send you pieces, custom pieces always, right? Yeah, so that's it for mostly it.
So one last question. I notice your sister is in the back there as well. Does art run in the family?
It certainly does. She does a whole lot of paintings on her own. I also do some stuff, but more on the baking side. So art does run in the family.
Well, thank you so much, Chanel, and hope to see you guys next time.
Outside woman, and when I deny, you swell up your mouth. You really know what parang is about. So while you sew in the curtain, I go do the cooking, boil the ham, do the house cleaning, vanish the chairs for you, black cake I'm making too. But when we done, honey, you must parang with me. Wayo, then you go see how the parang looks at me. Wayo, now you go know why I love me parang so.
I'm meeting more familiar faces here on the outside. Standing next to me is the wonderful and talented Mrs. Paula Cooper. How are you?
I'm fine.
How have you been? What's new?
Well, what's new? I'm doing a lot of new techniques. Right now I'm doing pouring technique. As you can see, I have some under the tent. And also collage mixed with acrylic. I'm doing some 3D pieces as well.
Okay, so tell us, what inspired this look and why are you now experimenting with these new techniques?
Well, I have been doing collage over a period of years, but then when I was doing her in particular, I wanted something different to try, at least with this piece, because not all pieces I will do collage mixed with painting techniques. So, especially for her, I think it would have probably made her much more outstanding, having the collage, the mixed media.
Okay, so for the ones who may not remember from last time, tell us how they can get to you, how they can reach out to you.
Well, they can reach out to me on Instagram, on WhatsApp. I could always, give my number, 393-9743, Paula Cooper. And they can call me on WhatsApp or Paula Cooper at live.com.
Great. Thank you so much, and hope to see you next time, maybe with some new 3D pieces.
Yes, you're welcome.
For Ramadan, just a good serenade. Wayo, then you go see how the parangos have me. Wayo, now you go know why I love me parents so. Wayo, just come along, you the bound to learn this song. Wayo, now you go know why I love me parents so. Wayo, Congo, wayo.
Okay, guys, so now let's meet Nazima, Naz Art Studio. Okay.
I'm on Facebook. I have a page. It's called Naz Art Studio. What happened is I like to paint mostly like nature. I love nature, so I try to capture it. You know how this everything just falling apart, so we have to like bring it back now to life. And the only way to preserve it is to put it on canvas, you know. And if you really look, you'd see I do a lot of miniature pieces, so that people who cannot afford the big ones because of hard times, they can probably buy the small ones and still have something nice to put up and remind them that nature is beautiful, you know.
I see a lot of that. I see the scarlet ibis, I see flowers, I see koi, I see mangrove, the ocean, right? So have you always been into this type of art?
Always into nature, always. And recently I started to get into the culture. Like we have different cultures in Trinidad, like that Matiker night one in the back there, that one, you know.
How long did it take for you to finish that?
Probably about 3 months. It's a lot of work, but it is worth it in the end. You know?
It is worth it. So tell us again your media or medium you use.
I love to use oils. I've been practicing in other mediums, but I love the consistency of oils, and I use stretch prime linen, so I do it from scratch.
So for those of you who may want to reach out to Naz, here's her phone number. You can reach out to her. She has some amazing pieces, and she does custom pieces as well.
Yes, of course I do. And my number is 284-3893. You all can get me on WhatsApp, and I have a page on Facebook named Naz Art Studio also.
Great. Well, Naz, we hope to see you at the next market.
Thank you so much. I'll be looking forward.
The last time that we did interviews at the Fine Art Market, we met Mr. Trevor Byron, such a talented artist who has so many years experience. So how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So what's up? What's been happening since the last time we met?
Just painting. Endless painting, you know?
So very quickly, tell us, for the ones who may not know you, your media, your medium, what inspires your art, all of that.
Yes, well, I'm primarily, my style is realism, okay? I'm a watercolor artist primarily too. I also do acrylics and oils. I like nature, so nature is my inspiration. Painting nature scenes on land and even underwater, right? Because I pioneered the first marine life exhibition in Trinidad and Tobago. I documented 135 different species of fish and marine life of Trinidad and Tobago. I dived all around Trinidad and Tobago to do that, you know? Yeah, so that was a great achievement. And surprisingly, I was invited in '93 to some scouts came from Martinique, where we twinned with the twin of Trinity and San Fernando, because I was living in San Fernando at the time, right, in '93, and some scouts came and they invited me to a show called I forget his French name, right? But it was a coming together of artists as well, you know, craftspeople and so on from all over the Caribbean. So they chose me as an artist from Trinidad. They chose some dancers from St. Lucia and so on, sculptors from other and so on. And in Martinique, I went to put on an exhibition for that meeting, for that coming together festival, and most of my marine life sold out too. Yeah.
Well, definitely a representative of culture of our Caribbean and all that we have to offer, right? Speaking of marine life and nature and all that, I'm seeing this. So tell us a bit about this beautiful painting. It's bamboo, it's mangrove, it's bamboo. Tell us about it.
Well, that's the title, Bamboo at the Top.
Right.
Okay? It took me about 5 months to paint, right? Day after day. It took me 5 months to paint, right? But I was happy with the finished product, okay, because I entered it in an international watercolor masters competition, and it was a competition open for artists all over the world, right? Not only Trinidadians, but
it's based in England, right?
It's based in England. The competition was based in England, but it was open to professional artists from all the countries of the world, right? And I won a finalist award. Out of thousands and thousands of artists, they chose 200 finalists, and they gave me and the 200 finalists an award.
Congratulations!
Thank you. Well, I didn't win outright, but I was amongst the 200 best artists in the world, you know, at the time.
That's still a wonderful achievement, and it's right here at the Fine Art Market. I'm standing right by it. Okay, great. So, Mr. Byron, tell us how we can reach out to you.
Well, I live at Princestown, right? I have a studio gallery in Princestown. I live downstairs. I have a studio gallery upstairs. And, well, I invite people to come over and view my paintings because I have more paintings in the gallery. It's at 10 Railway Road, Princestown, right? And my number is 388-2891.
Well, we hope to see you at the next Fine Art Market. Okay, thank you so much again, and congratulations again.
Thanks very much. Yes, I appreciate it.
So now I'm sitting here with a very talented and different type of artist, Miss Turunesh. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So this is not your first time at the Fine Art Market, right? So tell us, what has your experience been like?
Well, it's a good experience. I mean, this is particularly beautiful because the venue is fantastic, it's breathtaking. We have the sea, we have the breeze, you know, we have lots of space. And lots of artists, very talented artists around us, you know.
Yeah, so tell us about your art. What are your medium that you use? I noticed that you incorporate some thread in there. Tell us about your art.
Well, I'm a mixed media artist, so I predominantly use acrylic, but I often, mix my paintings with sewing, stitching, and also gluing stuff out and so on, so that it becomes, in my mind, a more two-dimensional kind of thing.
What inspires that? What inspires your art, or what you come up with?
My art is inspired by the spirit of art. I cannot call any other names because if you see around you, you don't really know where is this coming from. So, yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been doing this?
An artist? Wow, it's a long time. Since I was around 23, 22. So it's several years, and I've been teaching art, you know, and I to children particularly. I teach adults as well, but my favorite are children. And so in between doing art, and I'm not just doing painting, I'm also sculpting. I'm also, I do wire art, I do cardboard art, you know, I do lots of different, I use different medium. Lots of them, I actually took them up here in Trinidad. Yeah, because of the culture of carnival. Yeah. So I become involved with that. So now I have all this on my bag as well.
A very all-rounded artist we have here. So I see you have an associate and an assistant, Imani. So Imani, tell us, if we would like to reach out to, the artist, how do we get in touch?
Oh, well, we have an Instagram page and we also have Facebook. You could contact us at studio_a.r.t. On Facebook, it's the same thing. And you could call 353-8233. There's 365, just now, 366-6579. My apologies. Yes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. And we hope to see you guys at the next market. We're almost finished with meeting all of the artists on the outside. But before we're finished, we have to meet up with Mr.
Theon Lewis.
So is it your first time at the Fine Art Market?
Yes, of course. Nice experience. I feel comfortable actually as it's first time, you know. I could express myself, yeah.
Yeah, so tell us about your art. What media or medium do you use? What inspires your art?
Acrylic paint actually, and this comes from within. Whatever feel, the mood that I'm in, I paint. I just let it out.
Okay, so how long have you been in art? And I mean, I'm seeing a similar theme here with, you know, persons and moods and all of that. How long have you been creating art like this?
Actually, you know, for the page, since I'm small, you know, you see people going through certain things. And well, how I start off, you know, I go in a cousin little book, they tear off a page, you get both, and from there everything just, I liked it. It was a part of me, so I evolved eventually, you know. So.
Well, I'm no artist like this, but I guess as a makeup artist, I play around in my mom's makeup. So is it the same thing?
Well, it depends. However you feel about it, that is the whole thing about it.
Form of self-expression, right? So how can persons reach out to you?
On Facebook, same name actually. Phone number 686-0139. Email address theolew24@gmail.com.
I was shocked, boy. I started to stomach. Santos, I'm not on that. He say, well, it's more than half an hour. I'm watching you under me felt hot. I'm drunk, but I'm no damn fool. I know a man when I see one.
So another memorable artist business that we met last time at the Fine Art Market was Rustic Collection. Standing next to me is Dave Cropper. Dave, how have you been?
Really, really good actually. Rustic has grown, is taken off, and the market really helped to kind of propel things forward, so really appreciative of that.
So any new pieces, anything, you know, from since the last time?
Well, a lot of new things we've actually started to do. The demand for woodwork has actually gone up. We've been able to customize pieces for your home, from TV stands to big murals for walls, things like that. So we actually now have a showroom located in Bartara. You could come check us out. And you know, it's really the small starts that have actually evolved into the bigger things. So like even right here, we've actually started to collect and do cigar boxes, collectible boxes, unique designs for people to actually, you know, keep the treasured items inside of it.
Okay, so just remind the people, how can they reach out to Rustic?
Well, they could find Rustic on Instagram. We're very active there, and in the social spaces like Facebook as well. Rustic Collection _TT, you'll find us. Customizable woodwork, anything that you need in that area, and of course amazing photography of Trinidad and Tobago. That's what we're here to promote.
How has the photography been how has that aspect been?
Well, COVID really slowed down the photography. We really feel the restriction of not being able to move around freely and to do stuff. Sometimes I like to do stuff at night, so you really can't really do that. But I know things will open back soon and we'll be back there again. Keeping fingers crossed.
Okay guys, so hope to see you again in the next market.
Definitely will be there. Love being here. Customers have been buying, so that's a big part. Yeah, that's a plus. So kudos to management. You'll keep up the good work.
Don't forget to follow them on Facebook and Instagram, Rustic Collection. Thanks, Dave.
Like you're doing that first price. That's walking here tonight. I want it very low. That is your family. She's a Domingo. family. I want it from San Fernando. That is your family. And the next one from Talparo. That is your family. You feel it right? That you're walking here tonight. Rock on, take it light. That you're walking here tonight. You hear that? That you're walking here tonight. That you're walking here tonight.
Okay guys, so standing next to me now is Mr. Kalitran Bawan. It's his first time at a market, an art market, and of course here at the Fine Art Market. So how has your experience been?
First time it was a good experience to get exposure and to meet other artists and to get my work done out in the market. So it's a nice experience, yeah.
Okay, so let's get to know a bit about your art. I'm noticing a theme of nature.
Yes, I love the scenes of nature because Trinidad has a lot to offer with different scenery. People don't know the scenery we have. So I try to capture that nature scene so that the people in Trinidad and on the world would be able to see what we have to offer.
And how long have you been doing art like this?
Actually, I did it as a teenager and I kind of stopped after a while because I didn't really have the time. But with this COVID and thing, I had a lot more time in my hands, so I kind of started back with the art, yeah.
Okay, so tell us a bit about one of your pieces. I noticed your biggest piece on the outside. Tell us about that one.
Yes, well, that's the Rio Seco waterfall. It's a waterfall that is when you head in Toco, just before Toco, there's Sally Bay. It's a small hike. You could go to reach the Rio Seco waterfall. And it's a very scenic pit here. Plenty of people go there because it's very beautiful. So that's one of my favorite pieces. Yeah.
How long did it take you to complete that?
It took about 7 or 8 days. About 7 or 8 days, 8 hours a day. So yes.
That's pretty quick for a size like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so how can persons reach out to you?
You could contact me with my phone number. I could give out my phone number, 725-0437. And I have my Instagram page, Kalitran Bawan on Instagram.
So another artist on the outside is Mr. Ronald Jacob. How are you?
I'm okay, I'm wonderful.
Is this your first time at the Fine Art Market?
And the Fine Art Market, yes, this is definitely my first time. All right, so I'm excited because, I heard about it just recently. So I wasn't sure what to expect, but I really love what I've seen so far. All right.
And the event, where we are right now is beautiful, right?
Definitely. And I was fortunate to be placed in the gazebo, right, where I have the water and the breeze just whipping into the booth, So yeah, I as the Trini say, I get through.
You get through. Speaking of beautiful, I'm seeing some beautiful pieces. Very versatile artist, I must say. So tell us about your art. What inspires your art? What media you use? All of that.
Well, I consider myself a visual artist. And a lot of artists, they actually do drawing or painting, or they kind of specialize, right? And they box into a certain style. But I don't think I've done enough art to establish that style yet. So I'm in the exploration stages. So I've been doing it quite a while, right? A lot of years, right? So I do drawings, I do paintings, mainly in acrylic, in charcoal, and pen and ink, right? So those are the media that I use most,
So this one catches my eye because it's very different from the rest. Tell us about this one. Is that pen?
Oh, yeah, this is pen and ink. This piece is called Two Hands, Many Faces, right? And if you look closely, it's an abstract piece that kind of is a commentary on the state of society, right, at the time, So if it can, how to put it, it deals with issues of war, issues of sexuality, issues of time, history, and all that kind of thing. So, yeah, this is one of those pieces that the more you look at it, the more you see in it. You understand? And I try not to interpret it or try to tell the viewer what to see. But if you look closely, you would see exactly two hands of a clock, right? And if you look, you'll see the 12 o'clock, the 3 o'clock, the 6 o'clock, right? And it actually has a specific time laid out, but when the person buys it, they would figure out that, right?
It's for them to explore.
Yeah, exactly. It's not for me to explain, right? So, yeah, so this is one of the favorite pieces I have.
So how can persons contact you?
All right, I'm on Instagram at Ronald_Jacob Arts. I'm also on Facebook at Ronald Jacob Art, or Artist Ronald Jacob on Facebook.
Nació el verdadero y lo bautizaron días hay de enero, 12 de la noche. Nació el verdadero y lo bautizaron días hay de enero.
Alegría, alegría, se nació el Señor para salvar al hombre y ser su redentor.
All right, so I want to introduce you guys to two of the lovely patrons here at the Fine Art Market, Old Time Christmas. I've got Jillian and I've got Jackie. How are you ladies?
Great, enjoyed everything.
Yeah, and how are you enjoying today?
Well, my spirit's lifted. Yes, this has been a recreating experience to me because it's a place to remind of ourselves of who we are as people from Trinidad and Tobago and the high level of creativity that we have.
Okay, so what were your expectations for today? I'll ask Jillian first.
I expected to see a variety of paintings, expressions of art, but I do think the standard was very high, and I enjoyed it. It brought peace in some areas to me. I was actually looking for something for my son's office. So I have a few ideas that I want to share with him. So I didn't actually purchase, but I do want him to see some of the things I looked at.
Awesome, and I guess that's one of the purposes, right? To build exposure for these artists. So what were your expectations?
I didn't have much. I know that whenever I go to an art show, I am blown away by our talent, and today was no exception. What I didn't expect was to meet artists of the caliber of Tessa Alexander and Ryan Williams, because they're two of my favorite artists. But more than that, I didn't expect to see the range of talent. You know, I stopped. I would have liked to have had a lot more money to spend. And in fact, I had a secret desire to connect with one artist to commission a piece, and I was able to meet him today. So a lot of expectations have been met, and more than that, they have all been surpassed.
Awesome. Well, I see that Jackie has something in her hand. Did you purchase something?
I purchased two pieces, and so excited to be able to display them soon. Yes.
Okay, ladies, so I'm guessing you'll be at the next Fine Art Market.
We will be, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Okay, well, thank you so much, guys, and we hope to see you at the next Fine Art Market. Well, that's it. Another fine art market here in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, today we were at the Anchorage Beach Club. We met so many amazing local artists, some which we met the last time we were here. And of course, we want to say thank you to Miss Guzman and the entire team for having us. So, it's your girl Ariel, and hopefully I'll see you at the next fine art market. Stay safe and have a Merry Christmas.
Last year we went by Valley Ram. He placed Matt and Heidi Ham. Bring one bottle of Baba. The thing finished with one lash. Had to leave the man